This is Boxing Tickets NI in association with SB Sports and Chaco. We're here at Glen and it's fight week in Belfast, and what better way, I was going to say what better way to start it with obviously yourself, but we just had an interview with Paddy there. But I guess, Conor, for yourself, it's a quick turnaround. I guess in some ways we can sort of use your post-fight interview from the Gurwood as obviously getting the opportunity, but I guess the wheels are already in motion for you to fight in the SSE. But now that it's here, you're in fight week, does it feel real to you that you're fighting in the SSE?
Yeah, that's it. We spoke after my fight in Gurwood, and I sort of mentioned it in the interview, and I sort of had an idea that there may have been a possibility, but nothing was set in stone, obviously. And I went back and spoke with Mark, and he went and obviously spoke with Jamie and got it all sorted. So I'm absolutely buzzing, and it feels real now. It does, especially having Paddy here in the camp as well, who's also on the show. You know, there's a good buzz around the gym. Like you see it today yourself, everyone's buzzing.
And I guess for yourself, you haven't really had much time to sort of prepare between the last fight and this one, but you know, you've said it so much in interviews in the past that you've trained so much over the last couple of years that obviously it's in the brain. You don't really have to sort of do any sparring sort of between the two fights and things like that. Everything's muscle memory and things like that now, so it's just a case of probably just getting in there, relaxing and enjoying yourself, and probably in some ways it might feel like your debut again.
Yeah, that's it. What is it, 3 weeks since my last fight, so straight back into the gym on the Monday there and straight back to sparring on Monday, but 2 weeks training, and then obviously you taper down a wee bit this week, but everything just rolls on, you know. And these sort of 6-round fights, it's not as if you're doing a full 12-week camp, taking a few weeks off and getting going again. You're just constantly rolling over, and it will feel like the debut, because you know the SSE Arena and the Odyssey Arena, obviously, as it was years ago, is somewhere I've always wanted to fight, and I didn't think I would be doing it this early on in my career, but it's here and I'm absolutely buzzing. I can't wait.
When you see it obviously coming so early, does it sort of give you that opportunity? Because you know you want to be a multiple weight world champion. Do you see this now as it's starting to build the blueprint for you, and you dreaming of obviously headlining in the SSE and having, you know, the major nights? Like Paddy's obviously debut was in the SSE, and now he's come back for his 4th visit. Will you see Saturday night when you're sort of looking around, and will you start to picture what the place is going to be like when it's completely full to the max and everybody's shouting your name as you're coming out to defend your world title? But I guess that's what you have to do as a boxer. If you don't have your dreams, you'll never sort of get there.
Yeah, that's it, exactly. And you know, Belfast is a small place, and like everyone that's on the show here, you know them all very well, and like you said, they've all sort of built their way up. Like obviously Mick started with in the Madison Square Garden. He was already sort of at this point, but the likes of Paddy and stuff, seeing all them and just build their way up, it's exactly what it does. It sort of makes me look into the future a bit and say, geez, I can't wait till I'm maybe headlining or co-main event or whatever in one of these shows, and it'll be amazing. Yeah.
Like what better way to do it? You know, obviously coming back and obviously having 3 fights, you know, within a few months, coming back after a big layoff. Obviously fighting in the SSE, and then there's a potential obviously at Croke Park next year. Like Mark Dunlop is a magic man, and if you know, you probably have the best promoter out there, because he's not going to stop badgering Eddie Hearn unless you get an opportunity. So, but do you sort of just leave them wee parts to Mark, and just that he can surprise you with these calls, or are you sort of half expecting when Katie Taylor's announced that you're going to be on the card? What do you start to look at that now and go, there is a potential to be fighting Croke Park?
Yeah, definitely. Like me and Mark, like I've only started boxing again a few months ago, but you know, I've had a relationship with Mark for 2 years now, so we are definitely on the same wavelength. And like I don't have to approach him and say I want this, I want that, but when I hear these things are announced, like when I heard the show was announced, and when I hear these things, in the back of my mind I'm saying, geez, I would love to fight in that. And then the call then comes from Mark, there's a chance here you're going to be on this show, what do you think? And then I had to say 100%. So we're all working on the same wavelength. D, Mark, Crow, Peter, like we're all sort of on the same page, so it's brilliant. Like I don't have to go chasing these things. It's if you're putting the work in, and I know Mark's putting the work in, the opportunities will come.
Jamie Cullen, obviously in an interview at the start of the week, was sort of saying that he gave away sort of where you're from and things like that. I know you've sort of a wee laugh about it, but when someone obviously, Jamie Cullen obviously has been there and been a world title challenger and is now making his name in the promotional game, when he's sort of saying he's always kept kept an eye on obviously your career and obviously came to watch your comeback fight and everything else. When you're hearing obviously people you probably idolised and everything in the past, when you're hearing sort of things like that coming, does that obviously help you, in your sort of rebuild, sort of coming back now? Does them wee things hit home to you that a lot of people know how special a talent you are?
Definitely. Like hearing anyone talk about you is brilliant, isn't it? Well, if they're talking good, but hearing anyone speak about you is brilliant, especially to have the likes of Jamie and these top guys in the boxing game. He's a top pro himself, and obviously now he's one of the top managers out there, and he's the one putting on all these shows. So it's amazing, and it's brilliant just to see managers working together as well. Like obviously I'm managed by Mark Dunlap, but Mark had no issues with me boxing on this show. Jamie had no issues with me boxing on this show. So it's amazing to see, because it's going to pull everyone together. And yourself, like there's a lot of just casual boxing fans in Belfast, and they don't understand the different managements, different promotions, and they don't understand why certain people aren't on certain shows. And it's good for the likes of them to be able to go and watch likes of myself, Paddy McCrory, Mick Conlon, and Paddy Donovan and stuff like that. All different fighters from different management companies, all in the one show. Like you wouldn't really get that anywhere else, so it's brilliant. And yeah, Jimmy, thank God I don't owe anyone any money, because Jimmy gave me a dress away a few times there, but no, it's brilliant, brilliant.
And I guess it's sort of not looking ahead too far. Obviously Saturday night, obviously you're fighting Stephen Robinson, I think over 6 rounds. Is it going to be sort of more back to your sort of natural weight? I guess you sort of been fighting above that. What weight class is the fight on Saturday night? Is it probably, it's not going to be back to where you'll truly fight? But obviously for you, I think he's only maybe been stopped once. Are you sort of looking at that and going, well, he's hardly been stopped? You're obviously going to put another blemish. Obviously, your last opponent, you give him his first stoppage loss. Is that now you're looking at it? You're looking to put in stoppages so you can build your profile even quicker?
Yeah, definitely. So when I look at these guys, a lot of them haven't been stopped, but like I'm a flyweight with 3 wins, 3 knockouts. So like a lot of these boys that they're fighting maybe aren't the biggest puncher, or aren't going for. Not many people go out there to try and get a stoppage. Some people just want to go out and box, and that's their style. But like if the opportunity comes against anyone, I'm going out to stop them. But also like that's not the main aim for me either. I want to go out and box and just show what I can do, and with that comes bringing people down and the opportunities coming. You seen the last fight, like he's well tucked up, he was good, slick mover, but after about 30-40 seconds I sort of broke down and I was able to land the big punches, and once that happens the stoppages will come then. Yeah.
Do you think you sort of, maybe the occasion might take a part of you on Saturday night? I guess, it's going to be your 5th pro fight. You should be balanced enough now, but I guess when you get in there, you're obviously going to want to impress and everything else. Will you obviously have to try and keep yourself controlled, the fact they know that just relax and take it easy, and if a stoppage comes? That's
it, exactly. I just listened today and we went over a game plan, and you can never train as if you're going to stop someone, because it's a 6-round fight, and I've watched this guy, he is good at tucking up and moving and tying you up, and anytime he's hurt, he always seems to get a bit of a breather, so like it's actually, like I find that it's harder to stop these guys than it is to stop maybe the guys that are coming to try and take your head off too, because they'll open up a wee bit and you can land the shot. So I'll just go in mid and, like you say, just stay composed, stay relaxed, and it's 6 rounds, so 6 rounds is a long time for him to be in there with me. So if the opportunity comes, I'll be the first person to jump all over it.
And I just obviously want to touch on obviously your new hats as well. Obviously you've obviously got quite a few hats made. D's running around with 4 of them on there. But obviously you have hats made. You're going to start obviously branching out more on obviously your merchandise now. I guess now you're back and you're making a name. More and more people's going to want one. Obviously they have a bit of Conor Quinn on them. Where can people pick up your hats?
Yeah, boxing. That's it exactly. Like I've got a good following out in Australia as well, and Bobby, my main sponsor, he always puts a big order in for t-shirts and stuff, and he's looking hats sent over now too. So it's great to have people wanting to wear your sort of merchandise, as you said there, and have your logo on their chest and stuff. So it's brilliant, and it's good for the team as well. Everyone will be wearing the same stuff, matching. The last time there was a bit of a hiccup with boxing, he could only get 1 hat done, and D got it, so now the whole team will have them.
Definitely, it's just not a D Walsh obviously limited edition thing now.
No, definitely not, but D's wore it well, I think he's wore it every day since he got it, so you couldn't have a better man to wear it, he's advertising me brilliantly.
And I guess obviously the other good thing as well is obviously Conor Quinn's a bit tight when it comes to money, what everybody else says. You get yourself a free ticket for Saturday night, so obviously once you get your fourth win and your fourth stoppage out of the way, what fights are you sort of looking forward to seeing in the card? I guess probably you're always going to want to see Mick, but what fights are sort of, as you as a fan, clued in and really we're looking forward to watching?
All of them, mate. Like I'm a big boxing fan. That's what I was saying there yesterday. I was talking to someone that says like, no, I'll have my fight probably be on first, get out of the ring and walk back into the arena as a spectator like anyone else and just enjoy the boxing. But Fergus Quinn and Graham McCormick, that's the makings of a smashing fight. Obviously Sean McComb fighting for gonna get his first title, that'll be brilliant. And Paddy McCrory, you know, teammate of mine, good friend of mine, and the tightest man I know. So can't wait to watch him also.
He always keeps digging back to say you're tight and he's tight. I guess we're going to have to get these recorded someday. They see obviously when he's buying food who it is that buys the food and who doesn't, because people's going, who is the tightest? You know, we're probably going to have to put a poll up at some stage to find out who's the tightest man in Glean.
Yeah. Well, the tightest man in Glean's Owen O'Neill, but if you're talking me and Paddy, because Owen hasn't come back since that Celtic title win, he's too good for us now. He goes out for lunch with all different people now, so it's only me and Paddy these days, but I've bought it every time, and you can go in next door to the cafe and ask Stevie, he'll taste into that. Like.
I was hoping to see you on today. I wore my Korean hat, but I think he's down in the dumps today. Obviously, Cliftonville got knocked out of the cup last night, so he's not really responding to text messages today. So obviously we'll get you Photoshop with a Korean shirt on. That might get him the money out.
That's it, exactly. He was walking around that pitch yesterday and he was absolutely buzzing, and now I know I can hear from him, so you know, it's a hard life he lives in it, supporting that Cliftonville team, but that comes with the territory.
It does. Well, listen, Conor, obviously thanks very much for your time. We'll obviously catch up with you obviously after your fight on Saturday night and see how obviously all the occasion went, but enjoy obviously fight week, and we'll see you obviously once you move to 4-0 on Saturday night.
Thanks very much, Morty, thank you.